Hello, good evening, world. Welcome to another episode of Sunflower.
And Nightshade.
Tonight, we will be talking about. Oh, crap. I forgot what we were going to be talking about tonight.
We're talking about a time when you believed in magic. When did you think magic was real? What was it that brought you to the cusp of the veil, but still held you back slightly without being able to understand? What was your magical moment? This is a really important one to me because it does get into the more nitty gritty dark part of the Nightshade ego. I don't know. Whatever this is that I've got right now. We try to keep it real, but we are a little performative, or at least I am. Caitlin's very much herself,
Mm-hmm.
but I really get excited talking about mythology, magic, mysticism, religion. So this is a really big one for me. So I want to start this off by apologizing. We have a really hot apartment, so if there is background noise, it's from that. We also recorded another episode, so you may hear it in that one too. We don't know for sure. But anyway, this is how we're going to do it tonight. We're going to start out with Caitlin telling you about a time when she believed in music.
In
Sunflower's going to
music?
give you,
In
music.
music.
Magic. Magic is shit. Music is my magic. But no, she's going to talk about when she believed in magic and be the bubbly, optimistic. I'm sure hers is going to be cute. Then we're going to come over to me and we're going to get into it. So go ahead, Sunflower. Give us all you got.
I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, it's something that, you know, really every kid, well, not every kid, let me preface with that, but most any kid grew up with Santa Claus. And I believed in Santa Claus, and I still believe in Santa Claus to keep the whimsical part of Christmas alive. But I remember one year when, and not to be sad, but when we had to put my dog down, I remember hearing hoofs on the roof. And that was when I was like, oh my God, Santa is real. I still don't know what it was on the roof because unfortunately I know it was not Santa, unfortunately. But
It was Santa. Keep the magic alive.
well, I mean, the thing that killed it was I was a very nosy child. I would I would search through my parents' drawers and my grandparents' drawers
That's
truly.
another episode. What did you find?
Well, and this is the thing, I went searching through my mom's drawers one day and I found all my letters to Santa that I had probably ever written. And that's really what killed the magic for me.
Well, damn.
It
That
was
was sad. I was trying to be funny about it. And you're like, and that's when the magic died.
well, I mean, it's the truth. I found it and I still with every single child I've ever worked with, it's always believe I believe in Santa. I really do. And I wish that he was real. I really do because a lot of my memories as a child were from Santa. You know, I mean, Santa bought me my Bubba's. Truly, he bought me my dog, even though my dog wasn't there. It was the dog crate. But still, he got me my dog. And, it was Santa, my mom, and my dad. And that's who bought me my dog. But, that was the one thing that I kept alive for a really long time was Santa. And I wanted to keep it alive because I wanted to believe. And I mean, I believe, but also I'm an adult. And so I know. And so that
You
sucks.
want to keep the magic there because you don't want to lose that bit of your childhood. That's what really is interesting to me because like I said, I knew it was going to be something sweet. Um, because her memory of Santa Claus, it's like, for me, that was the least magical thing about my childhood. I always was imagining things and using my imagination, and you did too, I know, but
Well, I
I was
mean,
on the
I thought I
opposite.
could control water after I watched it was aquamarine and H2O. I shit you not. I thought I could control water. Like, I would sit there and, like, when me and my mom would boil pasta, I would just sit there and, like, stare at it. And, like, I'd be like, "It's gonna boil." And also, I thought that I could manipulate stoplights too. Like, I
I'm
could get
pretty
them to
sure
change.
pretty sure Bucky still thinks that.
Oh, no, like, so I went through 2 phases. I went through phase 1, which was, like, I thought I had magical powers to manipulate stoplights, and then I went through another phase where I thought that God, this is gonna be embarrassing. So, I went through a phase where I believed that people, like, were sitting controlling the stoplights. Like, so, like, like, how in, like, cop shows and all that stuff, like, they're in, like, the headquarters or whatever, and, like, you just see, like, all of these, like, computer screens and, like, pushing buttons and
Like
shit like that.
like a early '60s operator.
Yeah, kind of. And so I just pictured somebody sitting there watching the screen, and I thought that I could flirt with them to get them to change the lights sooner. The problem was that it actually worked a couple times, I thought, and so I thought that it was real.
Oh my goodness. Hashtag clips. I hope that that one gets picked because I really want that to be one of the clips. We let AI pick our clips so that they sound even funnier because the program that we use to record, it does like a clip making thing and it tags words.
Yeah.
So we do it that way so that we don't have to go through and like, okay, this is where this is. We can still edit out what we need to keep our monetization on Facebook, like the cussing and stuff. But we do it that way so that it'll like hit to those trigger words. And I hope to God flirting with the camera at the stoplights is one of them
Flirting with
because
the
that is
stoplight person. Yep.
hilarious. I saw some. So I will say I did think there was something weird going on at stoplights myself because I did. We were pulling out. At Dad and Lisa's, where you pull out of the stoplight, go to the gas station.
Yeah.
You go left or right. Yeah. So at that stoplight, they were working on it one day,
Mhm.
and I always thought it was like a sensor, right? Which is what it really is. But because of the way that they were working on the road, I thought it was a pressure plate sensor.
I used to think that too. So that's why I thought, like, why you had to pull. Sorry, I'm, like, way too close to the mic. But that's why I thought you had to pull so close to that white line, and, like, you would have to be on it or over it, which, again, I now know it's, like, a sensor that's on the light, but I thought it was a pressure plate as well.
Yeah, like the way that they were doing whatever they were doing, it looked like they were putting in like a pressure plate. That was so weird to me.
When
But
in all actuality, they were probably just putting a plate down to cover a fucking pothole in it
yeah, it's
eventually.
Christiansburg.
Yeah. I mean, at least in Christiansburg, they covered the potholes. In Roanoke, they just have giant fucking holes in the middle of the damn road. So
Which
you're
makes you a
driving,
better
you're
driver.
like, la-di-da-di-da, double-cup-a-tut, and then you go. Right, right.
Yeah. Concussion.
Literally.
So
Concussion, disgrace.
okay.
From, Lion King. Deception,
Oh
disgrace. Gosh.
gosh.
Get with the times, Nathan.
So
Nathaniel,
yeah,
Daniel.
your whole
Shit.
nostalgia.
Disgrace. What?
I even watched that movie a lot when I was a kid. And I don't remember that. But anyway, so that was Caitlin's. Hers were kind of innocent.
Mhm. Yes, flirting with the
Well, okay,
stoplight
that one
man
wasn't innocent, but
was
like it was little
innocent.
things that are kind of cutesy. So I hope you guys are ready for this. When I was younger, I grew up in the
Ready for
Appalachian
it?
Mountains,
Dun, 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 dun,
back in
dun, dun,
the
dun, dun, dun.
holler.
Right.
You don't look into the trees, you look at a tree, all that crap. So a lot of that stuff I actually didn't hear about till we got older. But I remember, and I'm really big into not only like supernatural and mysticism, but also parapsychology and all the stuff from like MK Ultra that they used to do with psychoactive drugs to try to create the ultimate mind soldier. When they had the guy sitting in the room telling people where something was hidden.
You love using big words.
What?
You love using big words.
Oh my God.
Parapsychology,
Well, there might not
mysticism.
even be parapsychology, but it's like paranormal psychology that has something, I'm pretty sure that has something to do with like telekinesis, telekinetics, um, telepathy. So I started believing in this, or I guess I shouldn't say believing, but being fascinated by all this stuff when I was really young because I saw a figure outside Nana and Papa's house. So I then started to fall in love with the like cryptid lore and Bigfoot and all of that
What?
stuff, Mothman.
You so who? Where?
I've talked about it on the podcast, I'm pretty sure.
You saw what?
Yeah, so I was like 3 or 4. I'll tell the story again. We were sitting in Nana and Papa's basement, and Mom was sitting on the couch, and I was sitting next to her, and I had my face facing the couch because I had just finished talking to Mom, and I had looked at the armchair, was like going to lay my head down into the couch. I don't know why. I was a weird kid. I did weird things. Why I was laying with my head on the arm of the chair and not sitting in the chair watching the TV. I don't remember, but that's how I was sitting, and I went to lay my head down, and I looked to the side. So can't hear me in the microphone when I do that. I looked to the side out the back door, which is in the basement where Lena is at now. Out the door, and I see this black figures. I've looked them up online to try to figure out if anyone else has seen anything like it. I think they called them like shadow people or something. And it had white eyes, and it was just a black mass of a man, woman, whatever it was. And it just stared at me. It looked at me. I looked at it, kind of stared at each other for a minute, and it walked away.
I would have screamed.
I wasn't afraid.
I would have fucking screamed bloody murder.
I don't know. And to this day, we still really don't know because it's so weird. I know it happened, but like when you say something like that, people are like, oh, you had that in a dream. Like, so I really don't know because it was so long ago and I didn't say anything about it until I was a little bit older. So I really like, I think I even looked at Mom and was like, who was that outside? And she thought it was like Chauncey, her brother Chauncey, because she didn't look. But he was gone by the time I said anything. So like, I think that I just kind of wrote it off as like, oh, but like I got older and I was like, this is fucking weird that I remember this.
Well, I mean, it's just like when I was younger, and again, I've said it once and I will say it again and again and again. My old house was haunted. Everyone's like, and my mom even believes it. My dad will never believe it, but my mom heard voices through the vents. She never told me this until I got way older, like my 20s. But you
I
know,
feel
when
like
I
it was your dad sitting down there with the radio from a Tulsa and he just
this was before my dad worked at Matulsa,
wow.
and this was my dad sleeping next to her, like when she heard this stuff. But um, it was, when I was a kid, I remember waking up one morning, or not even one morning, in the middle of the night one night, like nothing really like shook me awake. I just like opened my eyes, and a woman figure, an aberration with a ponytail. I will never forget this. She had a high ponytail. She came out of the playroom, picked something up in the hallway, and disappeared into the bathroom.
Dang.
And I also used to hear footsteps. And I got so scared that one time, I remember because we had Bubba's at this time, and Bubba's is Caesar, my old dog. We had him. I remember standing, my one hand on his, blah, 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 one hand around his collar, and one hand holding my dad's golf club, screaming at nothing, saying that I wasn't scared when I was petrified.
See, I only think that I ever got scared at night at times because I was afraid of the dark. But where I wear glasses, I see things in the dark. It makes everything looks blurry. So, like, the door being open can look like a person standing there, right?
Yeah, I know. You've said it numerous times, especially with my Grinch
Yeah.
plushie that I
So, like,
had.
everything looks like something when you're this visually impaired. But,
Unless you're Tip.
like,
And it
when it
looks like nothing. It just looks like a blob.
like, when I was younger, like, because of that, I was afraid of the dark, but a lot of things would happen where, like, I would I would know things and have answers to questions sometimes. Like, mom said that I knew, but I remember being younger, mom, when, Uncle Dan's wife died. She came to pick me up from school, and I was like, "Aunt Donna Sue died, right?" And mom was like, "Yeah." There was no I don't remember anyone telling me that she was even sick. I
You
just
just had
remember
a
mom picked me up, and I was like, "Aunt Donna Sue died." That's literally all like, I would have remembered that at that point, right? And then a few years later, mom got pregnant with James. And she found out that she was pregnant with James that Saturday out of wedlock.
gasp.
And she found out she was pregnant with James. And when she picked me up from dad's, I was like, Mom. And this is like 100% how it was. I know that this happened before because, like, I'll just know shit sometimes and just be like, how the hell did I know that? But anyway, so she says, hey, baby, how was your weekend? I was like, it was good, but and maybe not verbatim, but it came up pretty quick in the conversation. I was like, somebody's pregnant. I don't know if it's Lisa, thinking that dad and Lisa were going to have another kid because they had already had William at this point. I was like, I don't know if it's Lisa or her sister in law, Stephanie, which Lisa's sister in law, Stephanie. And I was like, I just can't figure out who it is. Somebody's going to have a baby.
Surprise!
Legit. Mom found out I don't even think it was 24 hours before because she had dropped me off with dad that Saturday and come and pick me up that Sunday at like 5 p.m. So, like, I knew that somebody was pregnant that day. I knew.
Intuition.
And she told me 9 months later, and I was talking to her, and she was like, yeah, the day that you came home was the day that I found out. And, I've always had a soft spot for that stuff. I love learning about witchcraft, Greek mythology, because it does have a basis on that sort of ritualistic stuff. So, um, a time when I believed in that thin veil that separates us from the paranormal, from the mystic world. I've believed, and I still believe in it to this day. It's a little bit more nuanced today, I would say, though, right? Because I believe in the power of intentions. It's the reason why, like, to me, it's the reason why prayer would work. It's the reason why people who do their practice at home with their witchcraft, that's the reason why they feel like it works, because they're putting that intention into the world, be it the universe or God answering their prayers, because God doesn't actually care how you put out good intentions. He just wants you to put out good intentions, right? That's the version that I want to believe. So, yeah, to this day, I still kind of believe in mysticism, the paranormal, and ghosts. I'm a little bit more skeptical about because too many people have faked that crap and got caught in faking it, and too many reality TV shows about some bullshit, some terrible TV shows,
Don't be
absolutely
hating on
awful,
Ghost Adventures. I see you. I get the vibe.
absolutely terrible.
Listen, that's Freya and I's show.
No, Freya thinks it's ridiculous. She is named after the goddess of magic. Freya knows the truth. Okay,
Me and Freya love that show. When we first
Freya
bought
likes to
her,
mock you for watching it.
she lays with me and watches it with me, so shut up. And guess what? Her and I will be watching that show and Love After Lockup this weekend, so meh.
I am so glad I will not be here.
Yeah.
We'll
Be
be
glad.
watching it in the living room tomorrow after 2 o'clock when I get home, though, because I'm taking a nap afterward. But that is our episode on what we believe about the magical plane of the world. The things that you can't see, but you know are there. We hope that it intrigued you enough to comment either on the posts on Facebook or on the Spotify page or wherever you watch it. Find some way to comment.
I wish you guys could see my face when he does
She's
these,
staring
like,
daggers through me, middle finger.
voices. It's not even daggers. I'm just like,
But we want
"What?
to know, what do you believe in that's magical, mystical, even if it's Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy,
Unicorns?"
your neighbor Gary put the evil eye on you because you accidentally stepped on his dog's paw when you were walking through the yard. Something like that.
You shouldn't have been
Tell,
walking through Gary's yard then.
maybe they live in an apartment complex like we do.
Touche.
Tell us what you believe in. Tell us what you think about this mystical, magical world that we live in that is so topsy-turvy sometimes that it seems like some things are just too good to be true.
And we'll do another episode of us, diving deeper into our beliefs of, you know, Bigfoots and mermaids.
We can
All
do it
the,
all, guys.
what are
If
they,
you want to
are
hear
they
it,
called cryptids? Is that what it's called?
cryptids. Absolutely, baby. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
We'll talk about cryptids. We'll talk about
Conspiracy theories.
find us as someone who is like an expert on ancient witchcraft. We'll talk to them too. Like, I love this stuff. Please, guys, tell us about it.
Hmm. We want to hear your side, what y'all think.
Yes.
Like, comment, follow. Follow us on Patreon. It's
Yes.
$1 right now. Follow us on all of our socials. If you don't remember them, go and listen to our other episodes. They're tagged.
Yes, they are tagged in the
All of
other
it.
episodes. We won't plug them every time. Caitlin gets so mad when I plug. But we
We love you
are going to
guys.
have to sign off. We love you guys.
Yep. We'll see y'all. We'll talk to y'all. Not see y'all. Talk to y'all in the next episode. We love y'all. And bye.
We love y'all. Have a good night. And remember, be kind to each other, love each other. Let us know if you want to hear more. And if he wants to get some emotional context going too, I'll do that. Try to drag it out another couple seconds. We love you guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
We'll talk to you later. Bye.